Today I'm going to review the director's cut of Rocky IV, Rocky vs. Drago. Rocky IV came out in 1985. In August 2020, Stallone announced that a director's cut edition of the film would be released. The film was written and directed by Sylvester Stallone. The director's cut runs 93 minutes. The film cost $28 million to make in 1985, but it made a staggering $300 million. This is the highest in the franchise, and it's also the highest sports film for 24 years, and it was beaten by a film called The Blind Side. It's also interesting that Creed 2 in 2018 is sort of followed on from this film, as it features Apollo Creed's son and also Drago's son, and also in that film Dolph Lundgren is in it, as well as Brigitte Nielsen. Approximately 38 minutes of previously unreleased footage was added to the film, and Sylvester Stallone deleted some scenes that didn't work. Stallone said the robot is going into the junkyard forever, no more robot. During the making of Rocky IV, Sylvester Stallone ended up in hospital because he was punched during the fight and his heart swelled up. He had a blood pressure of 200. Carl Weathers, who plays Apollo Creed, started to complain during the making of this film. When he was tossed into the corner of the ring, he stormed off, so the film had 4 days of delayed filming until Sylvester Stallone could talk Carl Weathers back into filming. Dolph Lundgren was told to be less aggressive. The director's cut has lots of extended scenes, such as Apollo Creed's funeral. There's lots more of Adrian. The fight's also redone with different angles. So when I watched this film at the cinema with Bones, he was sat next to us. The film started with a question and answer segment. It was Sylvester Stallone getting interviewed for about, I think it lasted about half an hour. While I was watching it, I was enjoying it, although I was wanting it to finish because I wanted to get into straight to the film. While I was watching it, I was starting to get worried. Is this all it's going to bloody be for 93 minutes, just an interview? But afterwards the film started.
That bloody question and answers bit at the beginning. I thought that was how we were gonna bloody say. I thought we weren't gonna bloody say the film.
So Sylvester Stallone was just going on about the different cuts to the film. But it did get you hyped up for the main event, watching the movie. So obviously it's the same storyline. Sylvester Stallone plays Rocky and he fights this Russian who's like a monster, ginormous guy.
Bah, they were bad buggers, them Russians. Bloody communists.
Hey, shush, Bones, don't say that. We might have some Russian subscribers.
Bloody hell, I forgot, Phil.
But before he fights him, Apollo Creed fights him in the ring. There was lots of extended scenes before that of the character of Apollo Creed going on about age and his last chance of doing something. And it's little touches like that give the characters more, make them more rounded in this director's cut. Little nuances like that. And when you do get to the fight and there's like different camera angles, and it's a much more emotional film. Yeah, it was actually sad when you see Apollo Creed getting killed, and there's a new scene where they're at the funeral. Sylvester Stallone as Rocky's giving like a speech saying it's his best friend. Really sad scene, that. And this film reminds us a lot of Rocky 3 when his trainer Mickey dies. And it's kind of like the same structure, that someone who he's close to dies. Afterwards, he trains again and fights the main opponent at the end of the film. There's also a lot more scenes with Adrian, Rocky's wife. They're really good scenes as well. Very emotional. She's like almost begged where she is. She's begging him not to fight because he can't win, she says to him. I thought those moments were really good as well.
Even if you win, what have you won? Apollo's still gone. You can't go with what you are. Have you read the papers? Do you know what everybody says? It's suicide. You've seen him. You know how strong he is. You can't win.
There's a great music score in this film as well. There's quite a few songs. There's James Brown singing Living in America. You say the whole number as well. Heart's on Fire when Rocky's training. And they even do Eye of the Tiger by Survivor that was in the third film, but they did it again for the fourth film, so some great songs in this film.
Is the bugger a boxing film or a fucking musical?
And the songs get you pumped up as well, sort of like emotionally for the fight. And Stallone made this film not quite as over the top, kind of tones it down. There's lots of scenes cut as well, the robot's out, lots of different over the top moments that didn't work he's cut out. The film's still not without its faults though. I think there's a bit too much of Rocky 3, the end fight, that should have been cut a little bit. There's too much of that at the beginning of the film. But apart from that, I thought it was excellent. And when I got back home from the cinema with Bones, he went to bed, I watched the documentary making of it on YouTube. I think that was 90 minutes. That goes behind the scenes of Sylvester Stallone cutting the film. You see him in the editing process, seeing what works, what doesn't. It's like counting the punches. He's like doing different camera angles of the fighting. That was fascinating, that, seeing him editing the director's cut. He said it was because during COVID, during lockdown, he didn't have anything to do. So he thought he might as well do something with his time, so he edited this film. So the film, you can think of it like Humanity versus Machines. The Russian guy, he's getting suppressed. He's not allowed to talk. And you get Sylvester Stallone's speech at the end about freedom. So overall, I thought this film, it's... before, I'd give this film about an 8 out of 10. But because of the director's cut, giving everyone more moments, and it's a more emotional film, I'll bump it up to 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10. What did you think, James? Did you like it?
I thought it was excellent, Phil. Lad Rocky kicked Drago's ass. Top marks.
So like I did with the Dirty Harry films, because after I review a series of films, I like to rate them. So I'll do this with the Rocky films. In 6th place, I'll put Rocky 5. That's the only one I don't really like. In 5th place, I'll put Rocky Balboa. Nothing wrong with it, it's just the other films are better. 4th place, I'll put Rocky 2. 3rd place, I'll put this film, Rocky 4, the director's cut. Before the director's cut, I would have put this film probably in 5th place, just above Rocky 5. But the director's cut made a massive difference. In 2nd place and 1st place, it's a difficult decision. I can never decide which of these two films I like best. Although Rocky's a better film, I think I kind of enjoy Rocky 3 more. So in 2nd place, I'll put Rocky. And in 1st place, my favourite Rocky film is Rocky 3. It's interesting that me top 2 films have the manager in, Mickey. He's such a great character. So I think that's probably why I put them 2 in 1st and 2nd place. I'll see you next time. Thanks for subscribing and share. Bye.